Welcome to your reading, Aquarius. This is going to be a 2024 yearly forecast for you. While I did set the intentions for this to resonate for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for the most accurate messages, I would highly suggest that you watch for your rising sign and your rising sign only. Those of you that have joined members, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. I definitely would like to thank you for your patience as well. Mercury goes direct tomorrow, guys, and I promise like the amount of content that is coming to this side of the channel will change significantly. I have had to be very obedient with spirit. You know, my goal was to get all of these done. Initially I wanted to have them out by, like December, like mid-December or whatever, but now that I'm like tapping into these energies currently, I definitely understand why, and I think that it's very divine. So thank you guys for trusting in that, trusting spirit, and trusting, me, to allow them to use me as a vessel into my highest good for your highest good. Okay, with that being said, on the public side of this channel, I tend to teeter between Western astrology and Vedic astrology, just because I know that a lot of people are not familiar with it. But if you're new here to members, and in these 2024 yearly forecasts particularly, my goal is to focus on Vedic astrology. So when I'm talking about planetary transits, placements, aspects, zodiac signs, things of that nature, do keep in mind that I am referencing Vedic astrology, okay? The reason why that's important, and I didn't feel a need to go into detail with the other signs, but I feel like there's a reason why I'm feeling, drawn to like explain it more in depth here in the Aquarius reading. For example, like, if you go and look at the planetary transits in Western astrology, then they will tell you that Saturn is currently placed in Pisces, for example, or Chiron is currently placed, in Pisces, when in actuality, like, Chiron is in Aries and Saturn is in Aquarius. So there are some major, like disparities between the degrees, the actual placement of the planets in Vedic astrology. And so I would encourage you all for the beginning of this year to go and look at your Vedic natal chart, okay, and get adjusted to that if you plan to be a part of this members community for your own clarity. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, I feel like you're going to be taking some leaps and bounds this year, Aquarius. I think that a lot of it has to do with Saturn, of course, being placed in your sign. Saturn was originally retrograde. It was retrograde up until the 4th of November of last year of 2023. It's station directing your sign. And it's actually pretty like it's not the most comfortable placement for Saturn, but there is some level of balance that is created and or achieved with Saturn being placed in Aquarius. And the reason why is because Aquarius, you kind of come off as being like rebellious. You're kind of that sign that kind of pushes up against the grain, has a kind of like out of this world approach and or otherworldly type thinking or approach to certain situations. You guys also do a very good job of being able to like detach your emotions or detach from certain situations and make decisions based off of like the greater good of all that like that's involved, or for the collective. It's a very humanitarian type of energy, versus like Saturn is more like restrictive. It is definitely an energy that ties into wisdom. So it's like not only having like this otherworldly approach and considering like the humanitarian aspects, but with this placement, Aquarius, you are doing it from a place of wisdom. You're doing it from a place of being able to transmute certain karmic lessons and things of that nature that you've experienced in your past and or in your south node. And putting forth those things, like I said, to take leaps and bounds in certain relationships, situations, projects, endeavors, and most specifically, enlightenment. Okay, so it's a really beautiful energy. The other thing too is that Pluto, for those of you that are watching this specifically for your rising, you'll have to look at your natal chart, but some of you guys may have like a significant placement of Earth in your 12th house. So Capricorn, Taurus, Indor, Virgo in the 12th house. It doesn't really matter. Pluto has been in Capricorn. It was retrograding there. You know, Pluto is all about destruction. But it's also about the cycle of death and rebirth. And so being in the 12th house, regardless of what sign you have placed there, regardless of what planet you have in the 12th house, the 12th house is about spiritual enlightenment. It's, you know, about subconscious understanding. And I feel like over this last couple of years, possibly since like 2021, towards the end of 2021, 2022, you could have been challenged to reconfigure, to reconstruct, to rethink what enlightenment means to you. And so Pluto going direct and pretty soon transiting out of Capricorn and into your sign, like I said, is going to not only create like leaps and bounds in the physical form or in the material world, but most importantly in spiritual enlightenment. So I'm really excited to look into this energy. I'm sorry, y'all, those are the channel messages. Like, I swear I could do this whole 12-month forecast with no cards, but we gonna stick to the program. Okay, so Holy Spirit, guardian angels, my beloved ancestors, thank you for allowing me to be the vessel to give messages to Aquarius for their highest good and their highest good only. Let's see what's going on. What is the main energy for 2024, please, for Aquarius? It's time to release negativity. Ooh, this is so spot on to have full moon in Scorpio. When I say, like, there is major transformation, major enlightenment. I also do believe that this is going to be indicative of you can expect highs and lows. You can expect the light in the dark of certain situations, of certain like emotions, you know, how you feel, how you approach things. That's definitely something that could be expected here during the year of 2024. But all in all, I feel like the underlying theme, or what may be like on the subconscious mind or kind of external to the things that you're going to experience this year, is balance. It's balance, you know, and that could have a lot to do with the North Node and the South Node placements finally going direct and moving into Aries and Libra, creating, you know, some sort of balance there. But all in all, this is a really beautiful energy. Oh my gosh. And look, externally you have South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. So yes, I do feel like all of those channel messages that I just gave you in the very beginning are spot on. Top of the deck, you have new moon in Aries. It's time to take action, leaps and bounds, literally away from the past and into the future. Very innovative energy on a collective level, not just necessarily about each individual Aquarius. This all speaks to, you know, like technological advances. When we're talking about like AI, artificial intelligence, which I also like to call artificial intuition. Like, you know, they create all of these algorithms to try to like predict what it is that you want, what you might buy, what you want to see, what you want to feel, what you want to experience. And so again, like, there's going to be some highs and lows, but I do think that your level of enlightenment to the things that are happening around you, the things that are happening like with just the human race overall, is like just out of this world. And I'm really excited for this. Actually, I just want to make sure you guys can see. Okay. All right. I've said this before, like, I know I probably make this look easy. It is so hard to record from this angle, y'all. It is so hard to record from this angle. So anyway, let's see what the main influence is. Oh, nice. Bottom of the deck, you have reinvent yourself. It says a transformation is taking place. It asks that you enjoy a new lease of life. What's the main influence, please, for Aquarius? Perseverance. Very nice. It says you may feel like you're getting nowhere, but there are wonderful changes ahead. Please do not give up. The external energy says care is required. Please make sure that you're guarding yourself against deception and be careful of making foolish mistakes at this time. Reflection is definitely needed. And it says health and achievement. This is an excellent time to start an exercise program or a diet. Many new friendships are on the horizon. And it also says that you in the very near future will be enjoying the limelight. You've earned it. Okay, so just be mindful. There could be some communication that's coming in, major life change here. This could be about a new location, a new job, a new relationship. It's a major life change, though. It's something, it's not, nothing that I'm about to read into or pick up on is light, y'all. It's either on one side of the spectrum or it's on the other end of the spectrum. Like it's like really out there or it's really conservative. Like I'm definitely getting kind of like a politicking type of energy as well. And when I say that, like this could be politicking like in the workplace, politicking and like your relationships and things of that nature. It's like something like that is going to go to the extreme. Okay. Tell me one more thing, please, about this experience for 2024 and or the influence in 2024 for Aquarius, please. One more, Spirit. If I could just have one more message, please. That's a lot. Okay, you got luck, signs, and positive work outcomes. A sudden change of luck is likely. Things are working in your favor. This is an excellent time for networking, but care is required. So guard yourself against deception. Signs, it says your future positive direction will reveal itself. Any doubts and confusion, yes, will soon disappear. Very nice. Consistent efforts will bring you rewards, and a major purchase is worth making. Again, like, tell me one more thing. This has a lot to do with Saturn. Heavy on Saturn. Because, you know, Saturn delays, but Saturn does not delay. Somebody could have been telling some lies. In 2023, it's time to release that negativity. Something will be exposed. Okay, opportunities. Last but not least, this message says an important offer will be made. So be prepared to dress and to impress. Very nice. Again, that kind of speaks to like this politicking type of energy, you know, like this could be some of you guys actually could be going into like some NGOs, like some grassroots type of like organizations. You could start to like feel this urge or this need to like volunteer for like charitable causes. There's very significantly like a humanitarian like thing here, and I'm not surprised. You know, bottom of the deck you have Pluto with the 10th house, so this is all about like work, achievements, legacy, that sort of thing, responsibility. Something about that is changing. I think one of these messages already said that there could be a major life change for some of you guys. It's the industry that you work in. You could have been working in an industry that's very superficial and lately have been called or in the very near future will find yourself being enlightened as to where your purpose is, or how you can do something that is much more meaningful. Okay. All right. So let's see. Oh, shit. Oh, excuse my French. Jupiter. Oh my gosh. You looking real big out here, Aquarius. Are you gonna be looking real big out here? You have Jupiter, y'all, in the first house. This is all about expansion and not just about, you know, well, some of y'all need to be careful with your weight because anything going on in the first house will be how others view you. It would be the world view of you, or how you view your position in the world, your role in the world. It's about roles, attitudes, it's everything external. It's like how you work or fit into your external environments. And Jupiter is about expansion. Okay, so whatever, you looking real big out here, it would definitely play into like what your first house placement is. You know, like if you have like a first house placement in Earth, okay, or rising in earth, and you have Jupiter aspecting that in any way, it is quite literally weight gain, money gain, it's tangible gains, you know what I mean? Versus like if you have an earth, or I'm sorry, if you have an air placement there in the first house, or even in your rising sign, or maybe you thought like, oh, I'm probably a rising in Capricorn, but you're technically rising in Aquarius, then it would explain why you have kind of like this level of enlightenment, or there are leaps and bounds to enlightenment thinking. It's an expansion at the cerebral. Okay, so anyway, this is a very amazing energy. We're gonna get all the way into it. Okay, second house, you have Neptune here. I should have said it before these cards even came out. I was already sensing this energy. Neptune was also retrograde in the sign of Pisces, which is basically sextile. It's basically sitting in the zodiac wheel. Like Neptune has been sitting right there next to your sign, so there is kind of like a conjunction or an empowerment type of energy with Neptune, which again is about the subconscious mind. It can also be a very, it could be kind of like a self-sacrificing or a sacrificial type of energy. It's heavy on like empathy and compassion and like enchantment, you know, but in its shadow phase, it could also be about confusion. It could also be about like escapism. For me as a reader, I typically associate Neptune, just depending on what is around it, I associate Neptune with addictions, you know, and that doesn't necessarily have to do with like addictions to substances. It could be an addiction to work. It could be an addiction to shopping. Hell, it could be an addiction to love and just, you know, being in relationships or having companionship. There could be like an unhealthy imbalance. Thank you, Spirit. The word is not addiction. The word is unhealthy imbalance. But I feel like Neptune going direct most recently has brought something into balance for you where you're no longer confused about it. Like, oddly enough, you had a card that came out here, signs. It said that wherever confusion was, like, that will slowly start to kind of like move away or shift away. Again, leaps and bounds towards some level of enlightenment. Okay, particularly having the second house here with Neptune is pretty doggone, it's auspicious, and is being directly aspected and or empowered by Jupiter. Okay, for this to be crowning opportunities, definitely be prepared to dress to impress. There is this like energy of enlightenment, or not just enlightenment, but the limelight, just light in general, like the light being shined on you and or directed towards you. I feel like there's going to be a lot to gain this year, and it feels like it's in a lot of different aspects of your life, especially for this to be sitting in the second house. Okay, also feel like this is something of the like subconscious mind materializing. I don't, you know, like want to be cliched, or my goal is definitely not to give you guys like any like false sense of hope, but this is like, if you've been not like trying to manifest like winning the lottery, but if this is an energy like you have been seeing signs and synchronicities that you could hit the jackpot, you could hit the lottery, and it may not just be like the actual like lottery game, but like hitting the jackpot at work or hitting the jackpot in your love life. Like, this is very much so a materialization of that, Aquarius. So do be mindful. Third house and or around the month of March, basically the first like quarter of the year, there's elevation, and particularly in your immediate environment. You know, all of this is a very like enthusiastic, very heavy on enthusiasm. It almost kind of gives like a philanthropy type of energy. There's a lot of luck, and it feels like that luck is materializing where you planted seeds that would benefit more than yourself. So again, there's like this dichotomy between like something that you've been doing, Aquarius, that is superficial. And that could be in your work. It could be like a superficial relationship, like dating someone because they look real good. Versus like they could have an ugly ass soul. You know what I mean? So there's like this dichotomy of removing the veil and or like cutting through illusions of what that is, what is superficial and what does actually serve your highest good or your highest purpose, or you know, like what is more ethical or what speaks to, yes, it's ethos. Again, like I said in the very beginning, like you guys are magnificent at like being able to detach your feelings, like not taking things personal, not, you know, too much being when you're not in your shadow energy, like not being focused on just the self, but being able to focus on all or the collective or everyone involved in your situation or whatever. There's some level of enthusiasm and luck around that. I said in the very beginning, like some of you guys may be like joining in or indirectly or directly tied into like an NGO, like a nonprofit organization, a grassroots sort of like vibe. Like if you've been considering that, like definitely that's the way to go. I see a lot of expansion, a lot of luck, monetary support, and monetary gains in doing that. Okay. Fourth house. Wow. You have you have Aquarius sitting here in the fourth house. Oh yeah, like there's a turnaround here. There's a turnaround. It's very unexpected. Like I said, there's something superficial that you're not interested in anymore. No. But with that being said, there's also something that has bloomed from it. With Sagittarius sitting here in the third house, like I think I said it very briefly, and it's like that's how fast this is gonna happen. There is elevation in your social status. Yeah, elevation in your social status, elevation in again, kind of like who you associate with, like where you live, you know, neighbors that you deal with. Like this will be a situation like, I don't know, you could have been just like affording to shop at Kroger, and this is no shade to nobody because nobody really cares, right? Nobody really cares, but like I can't think of any other analogy, but this would be like in a tax bracket or in a level of earning where like you shop at like Kroger, right, for your groceries. And please pay attention, y'all. Please really, really pay attention. Groceries, food, nutrition, that sort of thing is basically just a metaphor for what you consume, the substances that you consumerism, okay? What you put out and what you receive in return, okay? But anyway, like shopping at like Kroger or whatever, and then there being some level of elevation in your tax bracket, your earnings, your reputation, your status, to where like you now only shop at Whole Foods, or you now only shop at Sprouts, or like there's this organic elevation where you can afford, or you're gonna be put in a position where you can afford to basically have the best of the best, to consume the best of the best. Or there's this energy of the people around you coming to a realization that anything that you give is organic, very organic. I like this. I don't know how to explain this energy. It's so bomb though. All right, fifth house. Yeah, see, you have the ascendant here sitting here with Aquarius. This is about your worldview, your mission, okay? The way that you express yourself externally, based on what you have been consuming and or reflecting on internally, okay? With Aquarius sitting here like in the fourth house, it's an energy too of like making the best of what you're already made of. Okay, because the fourth house is all about like roots, family, background, like where you come from, what, you know, like what your comfort zone is, that sort of thing. Like there's a major like innovation to that. Again, kind of going back to like the grassroots type of like energy, or this like nonprofit like type of energy. It would be like spending most of your life or half of your life, or being in your south node, spending most of your south node experience running away from and or evading where you came from, trying to elevate, but in a more like superficial way. And now there's the level of expansion, or there's this luck, or benevolence that ends up coming from you returning back to. Yes, is it recording? It's recording. Come on, spirit. We don't got time for this. Oh, it's recording. Okay. I don't even know if y'all heard. I don't even know if y'all heard all that. I'm sorry. Somebody called me. I should have put my phone in airplane mode. So crazy. Talking about immediate and talking about the like immediate environment, and not just that, like the third house rules like communication and all of those things. And I'm like, I should have put my phone in airplane mode. Like, we trying to elevate right now, and there again, highs and lows, leaps and bounds. Like, there, don't think that like this is all going to be good and dandy. There are going to be highs and lows as you make this pivot, because there is a major pivot here. Okay, major pivot. This is like hanging up the suit for an apron. And when I say like hanging up a suit for an apron, this is like not wanting to, again, like being something that's superficial, like being in like, I don't know, the finance industry or business administration industry or something like that, but then pivoting to kind of get your like hands dirty, like deciding that you want to start, I don't know, cultivating food. I don't know why food is just like such a major thing, but it feels like that could be more of a metaphor, like just wanting to cultivate things that are going to feed the greater good. Okay, anyway, 4, 5, 6, moving into the 6th house. Yes. Virgo rules the 6th house. This is all about health. Again, health, food. This could be about regimens, schedules, details, things of that nature. I say this quite often, but for me as a reader, the 2nd house, the 6th house, are karmic houses for me. You know, like the 2nd house, excuse me, the 2nd house is about credit scores, assets, finances, that sort of thing. Like, people don't just come into those things. Either you work for it, okay, and you go through some level of a cycle working towards those things, and you achieve them, and they manifest and materialize and show up in the 2nd house. Or, okay, 6th house, again, it's kind of like these two always kind of play into each other. Like, it's a repetitive cycle, you know, like you buy a car. It's like, okay, well, now I can start getting to the places that I need to go to work towards this next cycle. So after you have this like assets, or you have the credit score to go out and achieve whatever it is, then we fall into this 6th house energy, where it's like paying attention to the details, making sure like you use your time wisely, and you know, like certain things like that is in the 6th house. The other karmic house for me as a reader is the 8th house. For whatever reason, I feel like it's something significant that's going to come out here in the 8th house for you. But the 8th house is other people's money. So it's things that you're actually entitled to, or they belong to you, but on the muscle of somebody else. Inheritances, taxes, you know, that sort of thing. It could definitely be about like investments, return on investments, that sort of thing. It could also be about kind of like hidden resources. Thank you, Spirit. Hidden resources, because Scorpio, you know, like rules the 8th house. It's all about like the underworld. We talking about like things that you would have to mine for, precious jewels, stones, things of that nature. It's a karmic house. So anyway, going back to that, you have the moon here, which for me as a reader, when I see a watery energy, specifically the moon, in an earth ruled house, okay, this is about an overflow of abundance. And I feel like it's going to end up happening very, very unexpectedly. I almost wanted to say expectedly, as if like, again, like this is something that you worked towards. You put the time, money, energy, etc. like that. You put your heart, blood, sweat, tears into something here with the moon. Like, you felt like it was the right thing for you to invest in, either in the past or in the very near future. I see it paying off. I see you being able to unlock a level of yourself that you could not originally access. Okay, so again, leaps and bounds towards enlightenment is the theme here. 7th house. You have semi-sextile. There's some level of encouragement that you're gonna end up receiving. There's, I don't know if this is like I don't know, hierarchy, social status, like positions of power, things of that nature seem to be significant here. I said in the very beginning, there is kind of like this like politicking type of energy that's kind of, I don't know, it feels like it's external to what you're doing. When I say it's external, again, the word dichotomy is coming up. So it's like where you could have been like politicking in all of the wrong places in the past, or rubbing elbows with people who do not like really serve your highest good, or you could have been rubbing elbows, or, you know, like been in business and or investing your time, money, and energy with individuals who have a superficial goal at mind. There's this shift, there's a paradigm shift to now like rubbing elbows or being in places, being in rooms, being a topic of discussion to like high status, or people that have a high status or high regard, or have high positions in society. They're those individuals are seeing some level of potential in you. Vice versa, could be seeing potential in them or in those levels of types of society. I hope that's making sense. Okay. But this is the 7th house, so there is some sort of negotiation. Okay, this time back, this kind of is opposite of this Neptune, like something happening or materializing in your wildest dreams. Did you imagine or think that something like this in the year 2024 is going to happen? Something very unexpected is going to happen here. You have this trine between Aquarius. You're at the center of this. Okay, I'm very much so hearing that's peak, baby, that's peak. Okay, which gives me a North Node energy, but you're at the center of this, or you're the point of it all. Okay, is that you're on top, or will be on top. But this opportunity with an important offer will be made. Be prepared to dress and impress. And this sitting here kind of like opposite of semi-sextile, there's an opportunity. You may end up hearing about this and or experience like signs and or synchronicities on or around February here. But it actually like materializing around the month of July. It doesn't matter when. Okay, this is about a relationship, an arrangement, an agreement. There could literally be something that you have to sign. Be sure to have or give yourself like time and space to negotiate whatever this is, because it's already yours. No one can take it from you if you decide to bide your time. If you decide to kind of test the temperature, or whatever the case may be, like you want to find out if something is really tied into your purpose, don't be afraid to say, you know what, I need a week to think about this, or I need a couple of days to think about this, or I don't know. But the 4 of Pentacles is what I see here in this card, and that is about holding back and or making good negotiations. It's definitely about the sun in Capricorn. So again, the sun in Capricorn, the sun will enter Capricorn here where Jupiter and Neptune are placed. This is sitting opposite of that. So there, you negotiating something here is going to put you in a position for something else to material. I almost want to say like double up. It's like something doubling up on or around July. Okay, 8th house, yep, conjunction and empowerment. So we talked about it, right? The 8th house is all about other people's money, inheritances. There's this level of entitlement to something, a thing, a connection, or a relationship. Like, how would I describe this? It's like if your family has a business, right? Like you could be off doing your own thing. You could be in school. You could be like in the prime of a career that's totally unrelated to this like family business or something like that. It don't matter what you do. You're still entitled to it. Whenever, like, if someone passes away, or if somebody in your family decides like they want to take a step back, or they want to retire, or, you know, like that sort of thing, you're still entitled to it. Whether you accept it or not is one thing, but you're still entitled to it. You know, like, and this could be a good or a bad energy. I'm not gonna front, because when people pass away, like sometimes they could either leave a legacy or they could leave debt. You know, so whatever this is, that again, it's a karmic energy for me in the 8th house. For you particularly, Aquarius, it feels like this is a good thing. Okay, it feels like it's a good thing. This is all about conjunction, empowerment. There's this energy of combining with. I'm also like looking at the word activates. So like going back to my example, like you could be in your prime, you could be dead smack into doing something that's so unrelated to this. But something could happen and or take place around August. Could be involving a Leo. Something could end up happening that activates your 8th house. Okay, is what I'm feeling like most significantly. Wow. As I said, a Leo could be significant. Literally in the 9th house here, you have Leo. This is very like, it's a very like expressive and or creative type of energy. The 9th house itself is about like publications. I think I either talked about this in Sag reading or I talked about it in Capricorn's reading. The 9th house can closely be associated with like marriage licenses, filings for corporations, businesses, deeds to home, anything that like would be public record, that, you know, like would be like there would be some level of like public notice or constructive notice surrounding it. It would be here, found in the 9th house, like changes of address, that like all that stuff that like that goes on paper, and it's not just something that you keep to your lonely, or it's not just something that's sitting in a notebook, but it's something that other people would have access to should they seek it. You have Leo here again, which is more so about like this, they rule the 5th house, so it has everything to do with like performances. This could definitely be about like special affairs, parties, it's like a celebratory type of energy. This will be something that is publicized, something that other people will become aware of, or this could be the process of other people becoming aware of something that is expressive of you or of yourself. When I say of you, there's a difference. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but like, or contradictive. The expression of you would literally be, I don't know, a child of yours could be an expression of you. A home that you own can be an expression of you, right? Depending on how it's designed, you know, depending on how your kids act or behave, it's an expression of you versus an expression of the self, right? It's something that you have a little more internal control of. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I hope that that makes a lot of sense, but it seems like on or around September there is some level of like publication, or there's something that's being finalized that is tied to an expressive and/or creative endeavor. Okay, for others of you, this could definitely have something to do with a relationship going public or being publicized. I would not be surprised, like that energy, this something about like Aquarius probably either meeting a celebrity or like becoming one themselves has been something that has been coming through the readings for a while now. Please reveal yourself. I don't know why I feel like this is what's that show, The Masked Singer or something? That I feel like Aquarius been like the masked singer for like a whole few seasons. We don't have time for this, Aquarius. Like, it's time to come out into the open. But anyway, like I said, it's a very like expressive energy. It's definitely not something that is going to be experienced or noticed by a few. It's something that is going to be noticed by the masses, whatever this is, whether it's a relationship, an endeavor, a project, a creative project, or something like that. I like it. I'm just being honest, okay? I would like to say that Mercury enters Leo on the 5th of August, so that could be significant anyway. On or around that time, there could be some level of a conversation, communication, interaction even. or understanding. It might not even be something that's spoken on. It could be an understanding between you and an intimate partner, or you and someone who you have some like a platonic like friendship or something of that nature, for you guys to combine your resources, combine your time. It could be combining households. If something is activated, like I said, with the 8th house, like when I say other people's money, like it could be a situation where like you and another person are coming together and finances are combined. When I say like inheritance and things of that nature, does not always come about because someone is passing away. It is sometimes a rite of passage as a result of like birthing children with someone or marrying someone, or anyway, y'all get the point. Okay, moving into, wow, well, now I know why Spirit had me talk about that for so long. I can't like let me say this. Things are going to be moving really fast in 2024, Aquarius. I don't know if that was already something you picked up on just based on how fast I'm giving y'all these messages, first off. But Saturn, again, like going direct, y'all, everything is going to start to speed up. But I talked about, I don't know if I need to even go into this energy right here. You have the 9th house sitting in the 10th house. Okay, it's an optical illusion. Again, this is sitting across from Neptune. There's this optical illusion that you are much further behind than you should have been. Okay, and that's because of Saturn, or you feel like, I wanted to complete this by this date, or I wanted to do something, whatever. I wanted to be married by this age. I wanted to be finished with school by this year. I don't know what it is. Saturn has played a big part in that. Saturn has gone direct. You feel like you're behind, but there's something that's gonna, it's an optical illusion. There's something that's gonna happen that makes you feel like you've taken 10 and forward 25 fucking steps forward after feeling like you've been 100 steps behind. There's elevation here in the 10th house. And the 10th house is about reputation, career, responsibilities, you know. I think, oh, isn't it sitting here on the bottom of the deck? Yes, literally. Career, responsibilities, achievement, fame, notoriety, okay, legacy, purpose, like that sort of thing. That is transforming. That's sitting here at the bottom of the deck. And I said from the very beginning something about Aries and Libra, you know, finally moving forward in the south and the north node. Like you had that here as well. Like there's this, I don't know, there's a pivot. There's a major pivot. And whatever it is that you're pivoting towards. Ooh, help me, Spirit. Please hurry up and let Mercury go direct, because Jesus. I talked about you possibly being involved in something that's superficial. Being in a relationship that's possibly superficial, working a job, yada, 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 all that, right? Possibly being involved with something that is superficial. And there's a pivot that you're making, okay? Whenever you make this pivot, not only is the universe supporting you financially, spiritually, monetarily, like emotionally, like you just name it, like everything is just gonna start to fall into place when you make this pivot. Not only that, okay, but then there's this realization here that everything that you built while you were in your south node, or while you were focused on, involved in something superficial, that you were either building the skill set, okay, or you were developing experiences that were going to put you ahead of the game whenever you pivot. Okay, like, because this is about like higher education, the 9th house. Like I said, it could definitely be about like journalism, things that are like published. The 9th house is also about like pilgrimages. It is about like spirituality and faith and all of those things. So like I said, I don't know, you about to find what occurs. You're about to find out that like Everything is as it should be. Nothing that you have experienced up until this point has happened for no reason. I cannot make this up. Literally, you have it. There's a door that's going to open for you. And then, like, on the other side of this door is like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like whatever's on the other side of this door, this opportunity, it's like you've been training for this or preparing for this for a lifetime. Like, I don't care if you've been training for it for 3 months or 6 months or 7 months. Whenever you get into this role, this position, because we're talking about the first house, this is about an arrival to some level of consciousness. You're going to feel like you have prepared, endured, trained for this for a lifetime. Leaps and bounds to blissful enlightenment. This is when it gets blissful over here. Okay. Last but definitely not least, you have Capricorn. This is so like bomb and so spot on. I cannot even. I started off telling you guys that Pluto has been retrograding through the sign of Capricorn for a couple of years now. It has gone direct. It's going to be moving towards your house, right? And then you have Capricorn here. So for whatever reason, it has been affecting you, you know, like in a sextile type of way, which sextile energy is all about opportunities, you know, doors opening, opportunities just falling out the sky, like everything coming into a level of enlightenment. It is very much so kind of like a wishful thinking, but wishful fulfillment type of energy. You have Jupiter, like, I don't know what this is, but I definitely want to hear about this. I definitely want to hear about this as the year progresses, Aquarius. Okay, what are we at? We're at 46 minutes. Not too bad. Okay, so let's get into this. I feel like this has already been a very in-depth reading. Look, literally pick the deck up, unexpected income. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because it's clear that you're going to be making some sort of leap and bound into your North Node. I don't know how to explain it. It's like every challenge, every obstacle, every relationship, person that you've come across, every tool, skill that you've collected on, you know, on your way to this point has been divine. And I feel like you're going to be coming into some level of consciousness and or enlightenment about that. Tell me about Jupiter. What is it that's expanding here? Tell me about Jupiter being here for Aquarius, right next to Neptune, being about dreams. What is this energy, Spirit, please, for Aquarius? Journey. It's the number 10. Definitely at the 10. Interestingly enough, right? The Wheel of Fortune is the 10th card in the deck. Externally, I don't know. I'm telling you one thing, continue to pray for those that trespassed against you, okay? Because this external energy is not good. This is no good. False person, imprisonment, concern, bad health. Continue to pray for your enemies. Because on the top of the deck, you have high honor and wealthy man. It's like that's where you're literally, the next stop is wealth, comfortability. And it's like bigger than material wealth. I don't know how to explain it. It's like being like overflowing with spiritual fruits and abundance. That's what I'm getting. That's the vibe. Tell me about semi-sextile showing up in the 7th house for Aquarius. Toil and labor. It feels like you're going to try your very best to continue to like work with an individual. I don't know. At one point, like, you're gonna have to get out of this cycle with this person or whatever this is. Tell me one more thing about this showing up here. Whew, with great fortune. Yeah, at some point you're gonna have to get out of this cycle with whoever this is. Bottom of the deck, you have poverty here. This is an external energy. I don't think this has anything to do with you. And then on the top of the deck, you have main male and privileged lady. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's an energy of like, you're just a different caliber type of person. I don't know. You're just of a different caliber. You're of a different statue. Like wherever it is that you're going, they can't go. They won't go. They can't go. Spirit won't allow it. This is someone who you've been knowing for a long time, or you're invested in, or something like that. And then message of concern comes out. So I felt like that's spot on what I just said. The 8th house is sitting here. Coffin is showing up. So this could definitely be indicative of a death because of it being here with the 8th house. But overall, there is an ending. There's an ending, but it's like whenever this comes to an ending, you're gonna make some sort of like leap and bound. I'm telling you, being closer to this Jupiter, this expansion, this luck, benevolence, or something of that nature. Again, literally split the deck again on unexpected income. Tell me about this first house energy. Despair. That seemed like it was external. Okay, it didn't have nothing to do with you. Yeah, and then you have marriage. I feel like somebody, they're regretful that they missed out or will be missing out. Tell me one more thing about this, please. Somebody definitely, yeah, official person. There's something about a family member. You have house and mature woman with gift. June 17th. Thank you, Spirit. Hold on, because I wrote something down before I started this reading. Hold on. I kind of looked. Okay, so things that you may want to add to your calendar, Aquarius. Saturn is going to go retrograde again, particularly in your sign on June 30th. And it's going to station itself direct on 11/15, on November 15th. Okay, that's so crazy because you literally have 1, 1, the first house, 3, 2, that's reducing 2 at 5. Or for whatever reason, like there could be something that's coming back around from 2022, 2023, or this is something that you have dealt with, or it's been some like level of a perpetual cycle that happens or end or takes place, has something to do with November 2022, November 2023, something about that. Okay. Anyway, you probably want to put that on your calendar, but it's like this delay, this is the final cycle or final straw or something of that nature. This door is going to be like a fortress, like it's going to be really shut, closed on whoever this is that has been a part of contributing to this these negative cycles or negativity, or trying to keep you in your south node energy, because all of this is culminating and then you're moving into this Jupiterian energy. So what else? Venus. Thank you, Spirit. Venus is going to end up entering your sign on the literally on the last day of 2024, or close to the last day of 2024. I think December 28th. And again, there's expansion here in all facets of life, but there are gonna be some highs and lows. So don't forget that I told you that. Jupiter is going to enter Taurus in May. That's the other reason why I see this Wheel of Fortune, this transit. Whenever Jupiter transits into Taurus, there's something significant. There's finality. There's something that's going to be finished or something of that nature. I'm literally looking at this and I say So for some of you guys, like there could be a level of jealousy or some sort of like spiteful, I don't know, connection or relationship or something like that, that ends up being that expands because of some sort of like opportunity that you're granted. But I also feel like on the flip side, there's also going to be like some partnerships, relationships, friendships that are going to grow as a there. I don't know, there's something that's significantly changing. You could see this around the month of May. It's 11:11 on this clock right here, so definitely something could be coming into alignment on or around the month of May. And then Jupiter is going to station itself retrograde. Okay, it literally just went direct this last day of the year. It's going to station retrograde again, but this time in the sign of Taurus, actually, like not in Aries, like in Taurus, on or around October 19th, I think. Is significant. Okay, I'm gonna leave that right there. Can you tell me one more thing about Jupiter? Because I don't really know that any of this other stuff, yeah, matters. Look, respond versus react with date, meeting someone new. I don't know if this is someone new. You just may be getting to know them on a better level. This says dating, getting back out there. Bottom of the deck, you have boat, receiving what you need, along with serenity and love call. The fact that Mercury is going to go direct tomorrow could definitely have a play into this. There could definitely be some sort of text message, a phone call, indoor communication that changes the game is what I'm hearing. Tell me about this opportunity, please, that's coming towards Aquarius. Ooh, nice. You have paradise and then you have heartbroken here. This again, like there's some sort of like perpetual cycle here that's going on. It's a relationship that you have with someone and it has to end. It has to, because it's not enough. And it just keeps putting you in this like regressive energy. I feel like you're stretched to the max with whatever this is. You have paradigm shift and inner peace. So I feel like you're actually like glad that something's going to be ending and or coming to an end. Yeah, it's like someone who continues like to try to dim your light. Like you get inspired, they discourage you, like they putting this hammer to your light bulb, or discourage you from taking certain like risk or investments or whatever the case may be. But then you have darkest before dawn. So it's like it's only a matter of time before this situation, this like sabotaging energy that this person or the situation keeps putting you in, is gonna afford you some type of breakthrough, is what I'm getting most significantly. Okay. Let me just ask, what can Aquarius expect from this change right here? Something significant changing. It's changing right away and or fast. You have strength here. That's a Leo energy. This is very much about your love life with the 10 of Pentacles here, the Ace of Wands, the 9 of Cups. Oh, how does this make Aquarius feel? Oh, this is not about how you feel. This is about how someone else feels external. I'm looking at the Emperor and the Empress, but then there's this 2 of Wands. So I feel like there is someone who's trying to possibly create some sort of delay. Yeah, look, 7 of Swords, trying to create some sort of delay or something of that nature from you moving towards whatever this is, but it's emotional fulfillment. It feels like this completes your transformation. But this being a Capricorn energy, this Queen of Pentacles, like whatever this is, this call, this connection, this is going to end up completing your transformation. It will be the end of a toxic cycle. Any other messages, Spirit, about what this looks like for Aquarius in the year 2024? Empress energy. Okay. I think Sagittarius at this. Some of you guys may want to go and watch Sagittarius reading. Somebody gonna be mad. Look. Because here you are with the Fool. Somebody's going to be mad. It's like best laid plans gone bad or gone astray or something of that nature. Because you're not only going to be moving forward like optimistically, but you're going to be moving forward with a bag. Okay? Just know that I said that. With a bag. Any last messages, please, for Aquarius? Nice. Adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. Ooh, good enough. Something is going to definitely be good enough. You're very close to achieving your goal. Conclusions are within your reach. And then, wow, new moon in Aquarius. It says bring love into the situation. I do feel like there's something brand new or fresh that's going to be going on in your love life. But there's something about it. There's someone or something that is external to it. They gotta go. It's gotta go. Only you would know what this is, okay? Aquarius, that's your reading. If you'd like to book one, you can definitely do that. They will be online through the end of this month. And then if not, you'll have to wait till next year.